Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Um, we're going to do a quick review of this guy right here. This is the DC Strider. Um, it's pretty simple design. Let's do a quick couple size comparisons. Let's do the classic size comparison everybody will know. We're going to do it right next to the Rat 1. And then we're going to do it right next to the, let's see, this guy, next to the Shaman. As you can see, it's not too big. It's smaller than your Rat 1. It's about similar size to your overall blade length at least, and blade cutting edge is very similar to your Shaman here. Let's do one more here. And right next to a XM18 3.5 inch, which is probably one of the better comparisons because you're going to get or very similar, if not the same, overall blade cutting edge, but this has a shorter blade length overall. Handle length is obviously shorter than your XM18 3.5 inch, so you do have less handle room. But for the size of the blade, it's actually good sized handle. The nice thing about this is it actually is just going to have flat out better choices for hand grip than most folders of this size. You're looking at basically a 3.5 inch blade overall, about 3 inches of cutting blade because of that forward finger choil and that sharpening choil. So you're gonna have great grip for close-up cutting, but you can also go back if you need to cut through something. So it's a very utilitarian design. It is actually going to have the same handle width as an SMF, but the same handle size as an S&G. Right now, I do not actually have my S&G with me. It is with Metal Complex, but it will at some point be back and I can give you a good comparison. This guy right here is actually using CTS XHP steel, which, to be honest, has all the benefits of like D2, CPM D2, but it doesn't have the negative, which is a lot of negatives to D2. For a lot of people, is it's not as stain resistant, so you're gonna get corrosion, especially in the Midwest or places that have more moisture, where this fixes that problem. What is actually interesting about the coating is like this. So if you don't know, like bead blasting and stuff like that will actually make it easier for any steel, no matter how stain resistant, to corrode easier than, let's say, satin or stonewash. So you're going to get a little bit easier it's going to be easier than normal for any steel to corrode in a bead blasted or a blade finish like this. It doesn't even have to be striped. It could be just a gray finish or whatever it may be. It will corrode a little bit easier. That's why it's good that this is not D2. It is actually something more stain resistant. And one thing I personally like is the pivot for various reasons. One being it's just satin, it looks good, but also the size. I don't know the exact size. I think it's 5/16 hex head, which is enormous. If you don't know how large that is, it's large. And these guys, I believe, are, yeah, no, Now these guys are T10s. All these are T10s, even the pocket clip. So not only do you get a large pivot, so it's going to be just overall stronger. You get larger screws. That's easy, not as easy to strip out. You get a large stop pin. And you get external stops. So overall, this build may be a smaller knife than, let's say, your SMF or your XM18s, 3.5 inch, or XM24s, but you're looking at overall a very utilitarian style blade. It's going to be great for your close-up cutting, and it give you a little bit more cutting ability there. One thing I do like specifically about this guy, and most Striders actually, is where it has a forward dip down with the belly. So meaning your blade will hit the table before your hand does, meaning it'll make it a whole lot easier for you to cut something down on the table, or a table without your hands getting in the way, which I enjoy a lot. It helps a lot with cutting. You don't have to make sure your hand isn't in the way. It's just straightforward cutting. And with the amount of belly this has, it's going to be actually really great at slicing things on a table. You're going to get that motion really well, and you're going to be able to cut whatever you need to on the table, or honestly, period. It is fairly, let's see if I can show you guys. Come on, focus. It is thin behind the edge. I mean, it's hard to tell here. Let's see if I can. Camera's not wanting to focus. It is very thin behind the edge. In fact, this was the most recent knife to cut me, and it cut me good. So, believe me, it can cut most of anything that you need it to. The only thing is, like, some people that love a lot of cutting edge, or more than 3 inches of cutting edge, might be disappointed. But this is a tool first. It is meant to be used. You are meant to choke down if you need more pushing power, or to go up if you need to do more detailed work. And with the pivot and the style of screws, it's meant to be used. It's not meant to just look pretty. Yes, I do have to admit, to me it looks great. I know some people this might not be your style, but this is a beautiful knife. Yet very capable. All right. That is going to, well, one last thing before I end it. One thing nice that you're going to notice is the clip is canted. So some people complain about Striders being where the clip, like the SMF, is all the way here, so you have this much sticking out of your pocket, which for a large knife, you got to understand you do need to purchase to pull out of your pocket. So this is desirable and undesirable. There's pros and cons to this much sticking out of your pocket. I understand. With this guy, it's canted, so you actually are going to only get that much sticking in your pocket. But because it is rounded, your pocket actually will cover up most of this except for this little area here. This will be the only thing that is visible, which some people are going to like, some people are not going to. It depends. If you want this as a statement piece that like everybody's going to know that this is in your pocket, then this being canted like that and how it rides, very few people will actually be able to tell what you are carrying unless they know this clip, then they might. But otherwise, those people that love something to disappear in their pocket, this does a great job of doing that, especially for the size of knife. All right, now that is it for this review. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.